Hey guys, welcome. This is Johnny Megs, and I've been asked to do a couple of strategy reviews when it comes to, well, strategy games. Here I've got Command & Conquer 3, Kane's Wrath from EA Games. And this is a fairly straightforward strategy game. It continues on the Command & Conquer franchise. It was created by Westwood Studios, and this is one of the games that I've really liked that's continued that legacy and that tradition for the strategy genre that I fell in love with. And many of my friends as well. So, just a quick definition of a strategy game. Strategy games are regarded as 4X games, meaning exploration, expansion, exploit, and exterminate is how that breaks down. Exploration is discovery of the map or the world that you are in. Expansion is a base expansion or an army base or a military base. Think of it like that, expansion and growth. Then exploit regards to resources that are commonly found on the map. They're usually refined or extracted or turned into some sort of money value or some sort of currency in some manner. And then extermination, which is destroying the other players' bases or strongholds or that sort of a thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through some fairly common strategies, and actually these are shown here as AI personalities in this game. So we're going to be walking through some of these, and I'll let you, we'll walk through them together, and we'll see how these strategies actually play out as a human playing these strategies. So let's just pass all that. If you're unfamiliar with the visuals here, this is just a standard skirmish. Skirmish just means a quick, like an exhibition game if you're more of a soccer fan or a football fan, that sort of a thing. So we're just going to go ahead and get started. If you're familiar with this game, awesome to you. Otherwise, this should be fairly straightforward stuff. So what we're going to work on today is the turtle. The turtle personality, as you might have guessed, hard shell, soft innards. That's a really weird way to say that, but what you want to do as a turtle is you try to build that very powerful defense. You don't do so much expansion, but if you do expand, it's very cautious, it's very concentrated. You don't do a whole lot of exploration unless you need that exploration to find the resources that you're looking for. Now, in Command & Conquer 3, the common resource is a green crystal known as Tiberium. Tiberium is a highly toxic material that fell from the heavens in the first Command & Conquer game. And it's actually a very powerful source of energy. It's a very robust construction material. That having been said, what you do for this game is you refine the Tiberium and you smelt it into Tiberium shards or ingots or something similar, and then you sell it for money. So directly, you might have seen this unit come out, pick up some of this green stuff, the Tiberium, brings it back to a processing plant known as a refinery in this game, and then credits, as you can see on the right side, are quickly added up to my total. So again, we're going for that turtle philosophy. So we want slow and steady. That's going to win the race. Very careful, cautious expansion, if we do any at all, really, but we're trying to concentrate on the resources we have right here. Having played this map before, I am aware that there's also a resource pile to the west. And the neat thing about the Command & Conquer games and some of the later games, including StarCraft, is you can see where there's resources. So you don't have to do as much in-depth exploration. Earlier strategy games, you'd have to actually do a lot of exploration, sometimes in the form of surveying or similar, to find resources, and that was a bit of a pain. But they made it a lot easier nowadays, makes the gameplay move much faster, and that sort of a thing. So we're just going to pop up some base defenses, and even though this game might not be familiar, again, a lot of the concepts we're going to be reviewing throughout this are going to be very similar. So what we're doing is we're emphasizing defense with these turrets, and we're emphasizing resource collection with building more harvesters. So that's what we're doing. We're trying to concentrate on keeping a good influx of cash coming in and making sure that we don't get outgunned with the base defense. So what we're also going to do is we're off and on going to build a bunch of units, but we're not going to attack directly until we're fairly satisfied we're protected. And on top of that, being a turtle, we want to make sure that we can out-tech our enemy as quickly as we can. meaning we'll try to aim for much more expensive units, much more effective units. So instead of building like a couple of dozen infantry battalions, we'll try to build 3 or 4 or 5 of the biggest units in the game to really give that push. So as you can see, we've already put up our perimeter. We've got a couple of units that we can kick around and do a little exploration, but again, that's not the key emphasis. I'm going to try to expand over here. Again, this is very close to our home base, HQ, so this isn't the extensive exploration that other game types might. So, as the game is starting to progress a little more, we're probably going to start to see some attacks from the opponent. Again, we'll move up the tier, boost up our defense with these laser turrets. We did place down shredder turrets, so this is just moving up the tier, making sure that if the enemy wants to come and fight with us, they're going to have a little bit of work on their hands. Oh, I just canceled that, doggone it. Well, I need to upgrade my power plants, a little more electricity flowing through, and with that I can keep bumping up my defense. And while we're waiting, we're going to build a couple more units. Right off the bat, we shouldn't concentrate too heavily on unit production, because that kind of goes against the turtle methodology that we're trying to maintain with this tutorial. This is usually the tutorial most chosen for new players of any game. Slow building processes, not really a whole lot of expansion, that sort of a thing. When you're trying to learn a game with new technology and new game flow, you want to make sure that you understand what's required to build what throughout all the stages. So this is exactly what we're doing. We're trying to build little walls here, trying to make sure that the enemy wants to come in and pick a fight. We've got something to fight with them, and that sort of a thing. So we're also emphasizing on tech structures, if you haven't noticed. Or, again, if you haven't played the game before, that's fine. The tech structures are going to get us those higher, more effective, more expensive units than anything else. So, that having been said, we've got a nice hefty bank account. We're still teching up fairly quickly, which is good. And depending on your comfort level as a turtle, we're going to have to determine what unit we want to use to actually fight back the foe. So again, just a couple of turrets here. And we're going to build a couple of anti-air turrets, and we're going to get a couple of tanks. Kind of curious as to what the enemy has in store for us, and now might be a good time if you wanted to take a unit and go out and explore. Oh, and here we go. And it looks like they're going to be coming this way, so we're going to go ahead and pop down these SAM turrets, and then get another laser built up in queue anyway. But the neat thing about being a turtle is no matter where they come in to attack from, we've got good cushion all around the base. And now that we have identified the threat, we're going to try to let the turrets do as much work as possible. I don't know why you guys got deselected, but nope. No, that units aren't really the most robust. I've decided that we're going to attack with Venom aircraft. Venom aircraft are the typical helicopter-style aircraft, and we're actually going to bring in the troops here, and maybe a few more tanks. Now this whole attack cost us 2 tanks. We lost 2 Scorpion tanks in this whole process. We've also lost 1 turret, 1 shredder turret, which cost us $600. But the benefit is that they've lost maybe half a dozen tanks, if not more. So it's that whole cost and effect is something that the turtle player is kind of basing its attack methodology on. That the more money they have to waste to come to fight to us, with us, then the more resources we're not spending to fight and defend. So we're gonna have everyone just come on back. That's not a safe spot. Why don't you hit that up? Is that everybody? Good. Okay, so now we've got a bit of an army, bit of a standing force. Again, that's not our main push. What I was working on, as I mentioned before, was Venom aircraft. Venom aircraft get an upgrade called laser capacitors, and I found that if you've got a dozen or 2 dozen of these guys, there's not a whole lot that can stop you. So that's what we're gonna put our eggs, the basket we're gonna put our eggs in. Bleh. And then again, of course, since we've been teching up and building those tech structures, we're also going to build our super weapon. Now, in this case, being the Brotherhood of Nod, we have the Temple of Nod. The Temple of Nod produces a nuclear warheaded missile. So that just adds more benefit to us staying back, not confronting, and just being cautious with our resources. And we're just going to pull back a bit here. We did lose that tank. It's been a while since I've played as a Brotherhood, so I'm a little gun-shy when it comes to the quality of the units. On a side note, GDI, the other side that I'm fighting here, has heavier units in general, heavier tanks. The infantry is a little more robust at times, but that sort of a thing can be easily paid back with numbers. Brotherhood of Nod just needs more units to bring to the fight, and that's really about it. So here is our Temple of Nod, and in the upper left we see that we've got a nuclear weapon in 7 minutes. So just by staying back, we've already got a bit of a tactical advantage. But one of the problems with being a turtle type is we haven't done any exploring. We've kind of been staying to ourselves. So, oop, nope, that's an anti-aircraft unit. We're going to just hang back a sec here. Excellent. Now again, this is a more common strategy for most new players playing any sort of a game, because you're trying to learn stuff, trying to learn what works well against what. But being a bit of a veteran on this game at least, or at least I've been playing it for a while. I guess it's the definition of a veteran. Doesn't mean I'm necessarily any good. But what we're going to do is we're just going to do a little bit of hit and run tactics here. Oop, go, 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 go. Oh, shucks. But since we've stuck by ourselves and haven't been doing a whole lot of attacking, the enemy kind of has more of a area advantage. They know more. They're probably harvesting resources faster than we are. But we're gonna take care of that pretty quick here. Let's get a bunch more of those in the docket. More defense, more power. And they're still just burning everything through just to get at us. So that's a good feeling. That's a good sign. So oh gosh. They love those anti-air. Okay, we're gonna sweep behind him and sneak attack him. And of course, with this much number, and this high-tech enough of a unit, with the best upgrades that we have for this guy, really starting to be more of a formidable threat. Even if we've got to pull them back, we're at least doing some damage. If you were to play GDI instead of the Brotherhood of Nod, they've got excellent land units, the Mammoth tank in specific. Also some very good bomber units. I don't care for bombers playing as Nod, so I stay to the Vertigo aircraft. These guys are cheap. They're a little under $1,000 a pop. They're quick. Not great armor, but I mean, you get a bunch of them. I mean, not too bad, right? And we're just going to start cleaning up the joint. Oh, looks like they're starting to tech up as well. And we're going to need to deal with that sooner rather than later. But it looks like we'll be able to cripple a lot of their manufacturing capabilities. Now, this unit that we're looking at right here that I've got highlighted is the construction yard. It allows you to build any kind of unit building, really. And that's what allows you to generate more structures, but I can see that they're kind of broke, so I'm not too concentrated on that one. And you can see its high armor content kind of makes this a bit of a pain. So what I like to do is cripple infrastructure a little bit more, so I concentrate on the power plants, the refineries, that sort of a thing. So this is actually going to go pretty quickly, and I highly doubt they're going to be able to get too much damage in on me before this is a done deal. And again, as the turtle, we've still got that nuclear weapon, which is just hit the 3-minute mark, and now we're under attack. We do have that bit of a standing army we're going to send up. And actually, and just pick off the last few structures here. Oh, little sub-base action. I'm going to take out those turrets real quick. Oh, there you are. I didn't even see you. Now, again, each strategy is different. It's just what you're comfortable with, and you'll become comfortable the more you play really any strategy game, even if it's a turn-based game or real-time like this one. It's just good familiarity with the tech, and a good strategy that you enjoy playing, a good strategy that you can go to every single time, or if you like to mix it up, you know, what have you. So this is really where the strategy comes in. I just use a ton of the same unit, and that's really all I needed. These last few targets are going to be it, and this will be the end of the tutorial for the turtle. Oh my goodness, so many refineries. Now the rules of Command & Conquer 3 are really last structure standing, so once we get, I think they've got these, yep, once we get these taken care of, that'll be the end of this one. And that's game. And we're going to check out the stats for the match. Usually at the end of any strategy game or even turn-based game, you'll see these stats, and what they'll show you is how you progressed over the time. Let's just click back over here on units. It's just a standard graph, units on the left, time on the bottom, and then you can see stacked against other players how well or how poorly or whatever based on your strategy how you excelled. So as you can see here, not very many units until that end when we started ramping up here at about 6 minutes in. Let's check structures. Definitely, as a turtle, we stacked up on structures. Defensive structures, infrastructure structures, that sounded weird, but radar, power plants, that sort of a thing, the high-tech structures as well. And our Temple and Nod constructed about 8 minutes 20 seconds in. So you can see that here. Resources, we stayed neck and neck, even though, at least most of the first part, we didn't do any expansion, really, aside from that first bit, and no exploration. We kept our resources to ourselves, and that's kind of where that landed off. So here's a quick check on the stats if you want to see the specifics. This is about it for me, so I hope you guys enjoyed watching my turtle strategy. Again, if you have any questions, just put it right in the comments if you want me to try this on any other game. Sounds good to me. So I'll catch you guys later. Have a good one.